Hi, this is Yarbo, the first robot AI technology of its kind that have a multi-module head function. This Yarbo here is equipped with the Snowblower head, but you can change the equipment on it from Snowblower to lawnmower, the leaf blower. There's lots of option out there. It comes with a tow hitch, so you can tow up to a small car, 3,500 pounds. So welcome to Tool Spec. Let's talk about this machine. Today we're going to review the Yarbo Snowblower package. Now, of course, all the modules are available to be purchased separately, including the core piece. When you buy the Snowblower package, it will come with the Yarbo core, the module for just running the Yarbo core by itself, the grass track, and then the Snowblower assembly. And it's going to come with studded tracks. So you're going to have two sets of tracks when you buy the combo like this. And you're going to have the short antenna and the long antenna. Now, this Yarbo works with GPS. It uses an app, and this is how you're controlling it. Now, there is a remote control that looks like a game console controller. If there's no GPS signal, for example, you brought it at a property where the GPS is weak or anything like this, you can still run it with just the remote control. Or if you're going to get out of your mapping area, then you're going to be able to use the remote control in order to drive it around. The main core have that module with the cameras on there with the follow me option, so you can do some yard work with it. All of the Yarbo core come with module for the front and also a trailer hitch. Now Yarbo is going to include everything that you need when you buy a combo. So you're going to have the antenna to put on the side of your house. You're going to have all the wiring connected to your modem. I think it's 30 meters of wire in order to be able to connect an extra cable to connect directly from your modem, because you have to plug this into the wall piece so that boosts the signal, and it helps the antenna have a stronger signal from outside. The Yarbo is going to get controlled by Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, by GPS, and mine personally is getting over 30 satellite connected to it, so it can control it exactly at the centimeter close to where it is. The Yarbo Snowblower module have a 24 inches wide pickup by about 12 inches high. There's some safety feature on this, because you don't want to let a snowblower go in your yard and be able to, damage equipment or injure somebody or an animal. So Yarbo put tons and tons of safety feature into it. So the first thing that you're going to see is you have a grill at front of your hogger. The hogger is metal with a metal shaft going through, so it's very strong. The next thing that you're going to see, it's that rubber bumper at the top. Now the rubber bumper have a sensor into it. If I press it,
collision occurs.
It says collision occur. It's going to stop the machine or back it up so that it doesn't damage any of your equipment. That's a soft rubber, so it shouldn't mark anything. And on top of that, there's a sensor into the head that detects if there's anything close by, just in case the camera couldn't see, because it's blowing snow, right? So sometimes the camera won't be able to see properly, but that sensor is going to be able to pick up if there's something at front. Now with the cameras, if it detects anybody or an animal, it's going to stop. And it's going to wait for that person or the animal to move away. I think it's in between 10 and 16 feet away before it starts again. Those here are lights so that, it's for other people and vehicle to be able to see what's going on with the machine. So you have cameras all the way around this unit. You have two cameras at front, one camera on each side, and two cameras in the back here. There's also lights all the way around this machine. There's also a light at the top, flashing light. There's lights on the side. Yarbo wants to make sure that your machine's gonna be able to detect everybody all the time. So there is actually some heated feature into the camera. So like that, there's no buildup of ice or snow on the camera. And this is applying to all of the camera all the way around that unit. Now the chute is going to adjust itself and it's going to move side to side depending after you map your driveway, because you have to map your driveway by making the machine go all the way around so that it knows exactly where you want it to snow blow. And you're going to, after you map your driveway, you're going to actually put some lines on there, and it's to tell Yarbo where you want it to throw the snow. So like that, you won't throw the snow on your front porch or against your car, or if you have a yard that's close to your neighbor and you don't want to throw the snow in their driveway, right? So Yarbo's gonna be able to throw the snow exactly which side of the driveway you want it to throw. And same goes, you don't want to throw the snow towards the street as cars drive by, right? So it's very smart like this. So it's going to control the chute itself, and you can control also the distance that it's going to throw the snow, because this thing will throw the snow over 20 feet. So the top of the chute, after you control it in the app and you say, what level you want it, then it's going to adjust the chute so that it doesn't throw the snow too far, or it throws it farther if that's what you're wanting to. After the work is done into your driveway, Yarbo is actually going to return to his charging plate. So Yarbo just park on top of it and it will start charging. Now, Yarbo is smart. So what happened with that AI robot, it will clean up the plate a couple times and then they'll turn around and then back up onto the plate so it's ready to drive forward and clear the snow for the next snowstorm. Now, because Yarbo uses GPS technology, it needs to have access to a clear area in the sky in order to get a good and strong signal. Well, what happened here, it's because of that, it's not perfect. And when you're going to go in tight places, like beside my carport here, towards the garage, and try to clean the path on the side of the house, well, Yarbo's gonna lose some GPS signal. Well, it doesn't mean that you cannot do the work. So what you're going to have to do then is just grab a remote. You have either the choice in between the game console controller and use that remote in order to drive Yarbo to the side of the house and clean your path. Or the other option that you have too is in the app. The app actually have a remote control built into it. So you can go into the remote control in the app and run Yarbo to bring it to the side of your house. Actually, the remote control in the app is even better than the controller from a game console because, well, first of all, the buttons, instead of being Y, X, Z, and all that stuff there, the buttons are actually telling you what it is so that they're doing. So because of that, it's way easier to control and know what you're going to do. Now, the remote, I tested the controller. It gets a little bit, you have to play a little bit with it to get used to it, but it works great. So the controller and the phone app will work on Bluetooth and connect through Bluetooth onto your Yarbo. Now, because Yarbo sits pretty low to the ground, one of the problems that I find, it's not Yarbo really, is their fault with the AI technology, but it's because the street sometimes is not clear good enough. And what's happening, it's if Yarbo past the curve of my driveway and goes into the street, it can sometimes get jammed on pieces of ice or things like that. So, and it sits very low to the ground. So then the track just keep rotating. Now you just have to give it a little pull and it'll keep going. But I find that I mapped it a little bit too close to the street myself. So sometimes it goes and it'll go above the curb and then it kind of gets stuck in there. So all I have to do to fix that will actually go and remap my driveway, keep it a little bit further from the street, and then actually do the side of the street using the remote. Like that, when I use the remote, I'll be able to control exactly how it goes over top of the curb so it doesn't end up getting cut sideways and having the track kind of above the ground. So, yeah, but this is, it's a live and learn thing, right? You kind of have to get used to the technology and find out exactly how to work it for your area and to work it for you. Here's what happens if it detects a person. So it tells me person detected because I went too close and it shuts off. So like that, it's safe for everybody to walk by. Now, one more thing that you might be wondering is what about if you have a gravel driveway or anything like this? Well, Yarbo actually on the app, you can control how far the hopper is going to tilt, so you can make it so it leaves a little half-inch of snow or an inch of snow on the ground so it doesn't scrape completely the bottom of your driveway. And if it gets stuck, that's one thing that you can do too with the remote control or the app. You can raise the hopper a little bit, get it on jam, and then reset the app so it does the pattern of your driveway again and resume its work. One of the things that's neat too is only the 2 pins at the top are connected with the locks, but the bottom of it can actually move up a little bit. It's still on pins, so it's nice and solid, but those pins are actually not latch. So like that, if you're going to go down the curb, like here, for example, this is my grass is higher in my driveway. So when Yarbo is actually backing up to go back to its charging station, then the hopper is raised a little bit to back up. But if it hits the ground, then it'll jump up a little bit and it can still drive backwards onto its charging station. Now, there is lots to learn about Yarbo and that technology. So you're going to have to play with the app, play with your antenna to find out where you have the best signal. But, you might get into a jam where you're wondering what's happening or you're not getting something quite working right. Yeah, there's some ski-doos going on today because it's snowing pretty good here. So because of that, if you're having any question, you can either ask me or ask another YouTuber, or you can contact Yarbo directly. Their tech support is very good. I ask them question. Usually they get back to me in 24 hours or less with some other question or test that they want me to do. They're able to go into the app and look at what's going on, how many satellite you can connect to, what's happening with your Wi-Fi signal, and all this stuff that connect to your Yarbo. So they're able to really help you out like this. So you're not by yourself after you buy this project. They're really backing it up. Now you might be wondering, like, hey, you get this in the front of your house, parked like this. What about if somebody steal it? Well, there is a few things about Yarbo that they made so that it's not that easy to do. And if you do it, there's really nothing you can do with the Yarbo after you steal it and you bring it to your house. So first of all, the Yarbo weighs 150 pounds. So it's a pretty heavy machine and you will not roll on the track by just pushing it. So you're actually going to have to man lift this thing in order to be able to steal it. Second thing, the battery access have special tools in order to be able to have access to it and open the battery compartment. So that thing stays on. Third thing is you get it, you mapped out to your yard and then you get a geo fence. If people pass the geo fence with it without you turning it off on the app, it's gonna start beeping. That's gonna alert some people around. Other thing is you need to have the app or the remote control to use it. The remote control is really just to drive it around, do a little bit of spot that the signal from the GPS can reach, or loading it into your pickup to bring it to your friend's house to, help them shovel their driveway or something like that. So really, this is the AI GPS signal working together that you need to work this machine. Well, GPS signal, that means that this thing is always connected to GPS. On the app, you can see the whole world, where it is exactly, and it will pinpoint it exactly where it is. Now it's showing it on my front yard. So really, what are you going to do with it if you're stealing this thing? And the other thing too is you need Yarbo app. There's no other app that you can use to run this machine, so you need to connect to Yarbo. Well, in order to be able to connect to Yarbo, you need to input the serial number in there so that it knows which machine it is that it's connected with. So hopefully this answers most of your question. If you have more questions, don't hesitate to contact me or contact Yarbo. Like always, give me a thumbs up, subscribe. We'll see you in the next video. I'm sure that there's some more stuff that I can cover with this thing, so I'll be popping up some other video as question arise, and to help you understand exactly how it works, and we're going to keep testing it.